Hi, welcome to Alternative Routes. Thought I'd do a little something different today and do a little bit of a voiceover, give you an idea of my ideas or thoughts about riding, commuting, going to the grocery, using a bicycle for practical reasons. Um, so today's ride is just a quick ride over to the grocery, grabbing about $70 worth of groceries, and as you well know, that's not a whole lot these days. And then heading back home. I use this alley here to get to the trail. It's just easier to ride on the trail sometimes. It's the easiest way to get over towards the mall. And I go to the mall because it's the easy way to cut around to another road and stay off any major roads to get to the grocery. This is the Village Pantry on your right, and some hair places, I believe, on the left. There's a little garage on the right called Bob's. And that other little house on the right is a spa. This is Polk Place. It's an old historic building in my neighborhood. And there's some businesses here, more hair places. On the right there, we just missed it, was Yokohama, which is a sushi place. Very, very good. This lady does alterations here. She's really good. I've had her do some of my clothes. And this is Vino Villa. It's a restaurant. Also, you can go there to buy wine or champagne, as you may have seen in one of my videos. And then these are homes, and some are offices. There used to be a doctor's office here. This is a place you can rent. It's an old, big house that you can rent for weddings and such. It's very quiet. This is a Sunday morning, actually Super Bowl Sunday. There wasn't a lot of traffic out, and it was very early. It's about 8:30, and it was cold. So this is a really chilly ride to the grocery store. Later on, when we get to the grocery, I will give you a little lowdown on the kind of clothing I wear to ride. The bike itself is equipped with some extra features. I put pogies on it, and I'll show you a picture of that later. Of course, I'm filming this with a GoPro. I also have a Garmin and some extra lights, just so it gets driver's attention. But back to the ride here, we are passing some professional buildings, dentist, and I guess some insurance places. We have lots of hair places in our town. Places to get your hair cut or barber shops. Some of these places are businesses on the left and right here. There's a coin place, which I find really odd. There's a tattoo place coming up here on the left, a place for people to get wigs who have had chemo or hair loss. This is where I cut over. And I was going to say, if you hear beeping during this, that is my Garmin radar that comes standard on the Turbovado 5.0 IGH. It beeps to let me know there's cars behind me. And it also has a visual on the bike computer that lets me see the number of cars behind me. It's a little faux place to the right there, and movie theaters, and some other little shops here on the right. Turn right in here, trying to avoid the potholes. I have two Banjo Brothers saddlebags that I'm using to go to the grocery today. I'm also wearing a helmet. I suggest that if you ride a e-bike, you might want to think about getting a helmet, because you ride a lot faster than you would if you were just riding an acoustic bike. I'm not a huge helmet person, but I do think it's probably a good idea on an e-bike because of the speeds that you are going. You could just hurt yourself by hitting a pothole or something and hitting your head. Here's where I cut across the mall parking lot. Of course, it's not open yet, so it's kind of nice. Nobody's around. Still have to watch out for craters. Dick's Sporting Goods here. This place seems to be hopping on the weekends. I guess probably people go there to buy tennis shoes a lot. Place here on the left used to be Sears. And before it was Sears, I'm going to date myself here. Service Merchandise. If you're old enough to remember what that was. There's some geese. And here's where there's some potholes. I don't know how they get potholes. No one parks here. The Sears has been closed for a couple of years now, so no one really parks over here. It's like half the mall is dead. Coming up here on Macy's. Mall security hangs out over here. And I think they're maintenance crews and such. It's fairly nice in the morning. There's like really nobody driving around this area, but I still am very cautious when I come up to corners and such, because other people may be driving around thinking the same thing. Oh, there's no traffic. I'll just whip around through here. Especially like this corner, you can't really see around it very well. Up here is a bank and a jewelry store. And the bus stop. It's the closest bus stop to where I live. So if I wanted to catch a bus somewhere, I would have to actually come up to this next. You see the bus stop there on the right. I'd have to park there or somehow get over here to catch the bus. Indiana does have a law that says you can run lights if they don't turn for you. So, knowing that I won't get a light here, I will often run this light here because the bike won't set it off. It just won't. They don't bother to put the coils in the roads that detect other kinds of traffic. I wait until it's very clear because it's 4 lanes I'm crossing there. This used to be all ripped up. They've repaved it, which is really nice. I think it's because they put Total Wine and More in over here. There's TJ Maxx. There's also a Ulta, I think, makeup place over here. A Denny's, my credit union. Lots of potholes coming up. Not always easy to avoid. There's a place up here that is a Planet Fitness and a party supply store. I don't know if anyone cares, but I'll just let you know what's around this area that sometimes I go check out. And now we're coming up on my least favorite intersection. Your bike will not set this off. You have to wait for cars. It is nearly impossible to. I am just hammering it to get through this light. It's almost impossible to cross this road if you don't have a light. So a lot of times I'll sit there for a couple of lights until I can actually cross it. It might be okay in the middle of the night or something when there's nobody around, but it's nearly impossible. Oh, Chuck E. Cheese. Yay. I can't believe that place is always hopping. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to go park the bike. I do lock it to this little bike rack up here. Now, what I wear when it's below freezing. Here we go. Pogies on the bike, as you can see, to keep my hands warm. My little cockpit here. Head covering, neck gaiters. Both of these are windproof. They're great. They're old. I wear this Endura jacket. It's pretty convertible. You can unzip vents on it. It works really well. I really suggest like Gore hiking shoes for the winter. I never have to wear any kind of special, foot like socks or anything. I wear goggles because my eyes tear up, and some really good gloves. So we're back here. I've unlocked the bike. I've put all my groceries on it. And now I'm getting ready to take off. I actually used to work at this grocery store many years ago. Trying to make sure I have everything put away on the bike and it's not going to go anywhere. There's Chuck E. Cheese. If you want to know about other equipment on my bike, I use a brick saddle, not the leather ones, cambium. I have Arclight, Redshift Arclight pedals. They always have a white light in the front and always have a red light in the back. I have a very large cobber. Oh yeah, here's where the traffic. I had to sit through this light twice until a car came up behind me and finally set it off. But I still had to run this light because all I could get was a turn light. There was a car on my left. There was a car that came up on my right, but it went ahead and went. You just saw its shadow. And then a car came up on my left and it set off the turn signal. This is back to regular speed here. So I have to run this. Otherwise, I'll never get across this intersection. It'll just turn red. It will not give me a green light to cross. So luckily, there's somebody that comes across. Back to my bike. Let me see what else. I have an extra headlight that flashes just to get driver's attention. I think that's about it as far as non-standard stuff. I have that snack bag that's some brand name from Scandinavia that I can never pronounce, and it's not that great. You can get really cheap like feed bags on Amazon that are much, much better, bigger and insulated and more durable. But yeah, that's about it. I am wearing jeans in this video. I have a pair of Pearl Izumi thermal tights on underneath, and they're awesome. They're really doing a great job of keeping me warm. I also own some Endura tights that are really great. But yeah, I highly recommend wearing something that will keep the wind out and keep you warm while you're riding. Again, I don't wear any special socks or anything. It's just having those Gore-Tex boots. It just really works really well to keep my feet warm. I used to, if you can't get boots and you're just wearing tennis shoes or something, buy some neoprene toe covers in a larger size, and you can put them over your toes and your toes will stay warm. So I highly recommend those. Get some really, really big, like Rock Brothers ones. Yeah, see, this light won't turn. Not unless there's a car, and there's no cars. Just some winter, riding tips. I've been doing this for a while now. I really love riding in the winter. I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy. Glutton for punishment. I don't know. But I really do like to get out. I debated on this morning. to drive. And then when I looked out the window and saw that my windshield was frosty, I was like, I don't want to warm up the vehicle. I don't want to scrape the windshield, all that just to go to the grocery. So I opted for the bike. And you may have noticed I keep all my bikes in the house. They're either in the kitchen or the living room. So they're ready to ride. If you have an e-bike, they suggest keeping it at a room temperature before you go out in freezing cold to ride. So mine are already ready to go. Zipping around Macy's again. See, there's no mall security today over here. I've seen cops parked in here too. Don't know why. There's a pizza place out there in the parking lot. Used to be Papa John's. This little building off to the left used to be Sears Automotive. You may recognize this little area. There was a shooting here. Was it last year or the year before? And I think 3 people got killed. Just another mall shooting in America. Actually, where I crossed the road towards the grocery store a couple nights ago, a pedestrian got killed around that area too. If you're going to go out at night, wear something reflective and lights. I know you shouldn't have to, but don't give people any excuse to not see you. That's my theory. It shouldn't be our fault. People should be watching out for other people, but they don't. I think there's an older man driving this van who's trying to navigate with his phone, from what I could see through the windshield. This light's timed, so you can wait for it, which is kind of nice. It's not weighted. It's not waiting for traffic. It's just timed. I wish all lights were like that, really. There's a storage unit place here. I use this way to get back to the trail. I'll cut through the automotive business parking lot because they're closed on Sunday, and then get back to the trail that way. Always trying to appease the motorists and stay out of their way as much as possible. Right up here, the speed limit on this, you see it's 30, but it turns to 25. The speed limit turns to 25, and with my haul, I can usually maintain 25 miles per hour because it's geared differently. It has a different kind of motor on it. So sometimes when I get closer to the intersection, I will just ride the haul on the road. Because still, even with the trail, it's safer. Because people don't understand anything about trails. They pull out into the intersection. Unfortunately, my camera wasn't working the other day when a guy made a right in front of me. I had to slam on both of my brakes to keep from hitting him. So, yeah, trails are fine, but it kind of stinks that people don't really get it, even though there's signs everywhere saying yield to trail users. Every stop sign has one. Every one of these street lights, or every other street light, has a sign on it. Yield to trail users. Here it's 25 miles per hour. Again, you see this sign over and over again. I should count how many signs are on this road. It's just about every other light. And there's a crosswalk here that will light up. Now I'm almost home. So anyway, it's I don't know if you like this kind of thing. Me giving you an idea of what's going on, or giving you some uh, advice on how you can ride in the winter. Um, Sidewalks and trails, always be on the lookout. People, again, look at a trail like a sidewalk. They won't see you on a bike. So you got to make sure they see you. So, um, again, this is my first time. You've heard my voice. My first time narrating something, putting this out there. Uh, if you like this, let me know. Um, you can send me a message or do something on the community page. Or I really don't have comments on my videos, I don't think, because maybe sometimes you just don't want to know. And I'm new to YouTube still. It's just kind of like a little hobby thing that I'm doing right now. And yeah, that's about it. I'm almost home here, going back through the alley. And hey, if you're out there riding, take care, be careful, be seen, even if it's obnoxious. Wear bright clothes, reflective stuff, whatever you have to do. And have a great day and happy riding. Thanks for watching. Bye.